So Marilyn's turning those leftovers into turkey roti. Yes, here's what you need to do the same. Curry powder, ground dried ginger, cumin, coriander, cloves, turmeric, canola oil, some onion and garlic, chicken broth, leftover turkey, and leftover mashed potatoes. Now, Mayor, I got to ask you this. Where did you get the idea to turn the turkey leftovers into a roti? I think that is like genius.
Thank you. Well, you know, I got sick of chicken pot pie and soup and all that stuff, and in lockdown, we hadn't done any takeout, and I was craving Caribbean food, and there's a really cool Caribbean restaurant close to us, Cool Runnings, so Scott went and got takeout. And when I had the roti, it was a chickpea one, I was like, oh, I bet I could play with this and we could have roti all the time. So that's kind of what happened. And then when I had the leftovers, I went, oh, this is a genius idea. Turkey and the mashed potatoes. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You can use it all. So smart. Okay, before we actually get started on the recipe, Mayor, how long can you store the leftovers? We know that you are all about food safety, so how long can we store them?
I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so you've got a 2-hour window when the turkey comes out of the oven and you've carved it. So get all the meat off the carcass, take the stuffing out, put the meat in a separate container from the stuffing, and then these go in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. If you're not going to use them in those 3 days, then the turkey can go into the freezer for up to 2 months, and the stuffing can go in the freezer for up to 1 month.
Okay, good to know. All right, let's get to the recipe. How do we start?
I'm so excited. Okay, so we're going to do the spice blend first. Meanwhile, I already cooked the onion and the garlic because that's riveting TV, not. So it's already kind of cooked and golden brown. And then we're going to add the curry powder and the dried ginger and the cumin and the coriander and the turmeric and give it just a little bit of a whisk. I didn't get all that turmeric in. Get in there, baby. We're going to whisk that up. And then we're going to cook the spice. And this is really important. Whenever you're adding spices to a dish, you really need to add them in the fat portion because you want to cook the flavor in, but you also, the volatile oils are going to really develop once they're in the fat.
It's all about that fat. The fat is flavor, and the spice, of course, is flavor as well. And I'm sure right now, as you're mixing that all up, your kitchen must smell amazing.
It smells like I'm having a party here. A party for two, me and my hubby. Okay. All right, so once that's all cooked in, and I could actually turn this up a little higher, but we're just going to go on with it. I'm going to add the actual chicken broth. Now, if you had any turkey stock left over, that would have been a good idea to use too. And then we're going to make sure that I'm getting all that mixed in. Then I'm going to add the cut up turkey, and you can chunk this up. This is actually really good if you have, you know, like turkey bits and pieces. You know, when you're cleaning off the carcass and there's all these little bits that you go, what the heck am I going to do with that? That's perfect for this recipe. So you're going to add it into there like that. And then here's the big difference. Okay, so this is the game changer. I do smashed potatoes. I don't do mashed potatoes. So smashed potatoes have the skins on because, hello, I'm the queen of fiber. Anyway, and I use oil. So, but if you've used mashed potatoes that had milk and cream in them, you might have to adjust your seasonings. And you might, so when you go to make this, if you did use cream or milk and butter for your potatoes, you actually could double all the spice mixture because the potatoes are going to suck all that flavor up and it's going to be kind of bland. So you want, I made the roti so it's not too in your face, but I also wanted you to have a nice flavor mixture. So you mix all that up and then put a lid on it and you're going to cook it for 10 minutes. You warm up your roti. You can get roti pretty much anywhere in all the grocery stores that I go to in my neighborhood has it. It takes about a half a cup in the middle, and then you fold it up, and you know what, the roti has to be warmed up, and it was, but it's not so warm anymore. And fold it like a little pocket, and 2 of them for dinner, and I always serve it with some coleslaw. And Tracy, I sent you I sent you 2 and some coleslaw down to the studio so that I've actually made you lunch. I was looking for a ting, but we couldn't find any ting, and ting is my favorite pop. I couldn't find any. I shouldn't have said it. Now I'm making you want it, right?
I'm already in love with you because you sent this to the studio for me, and it tastes so good. Thank you so much for bringing me lunch. It's just like the olden days when we were together in studio. So good, Mayor. Thank you so much.